So firstly, I'd like to say a huge welcome to everybody. My name's Simon Castro-Wooldridge. I'm the Education Coordinator in the Globe Implementation Office in Boulder. I've had email contact with, I think, everybody in this room over the last 8 months, and it is so wonderful to be able to put a face to an email address and actually be able to contact, physical contact with people you've only seen on Zoom. And everybody has mentioned just how wonderful it is to be here in person and the sort of family reunion atmosphere that's already been generated, and I can really feel that. So a huge welcome to you all. This is the welcome session, so between now until 10 o'clock, where we're going to have a coffee break, it's a chance for you to be welcomed by various people who within the Globe community. But I'd like to just start with a land acknowledgement. For those of you who are from outside the US, this is just something that's really important, where we acknowledge the land that we're meeting on. So we acknowledge that our meeting is taking place on the traditional and unceded territory of the Ute, Cheyenne, Arapaho, and Sioux peoples. We also recognize the 48 contemporary indigenous tribes and nations who have historically called Colorado home, some of whom were forced out of the Rocky Mountain region. We pay our respects to elders past, present, and future, and to all those who have stewarded the land and water for generations. May this acknowledgement express Globe's commitment to grow and deepen its relationships with the vibrant indigenous communities who continue to thrive and uphold their sacred relation to this land. Wonderful. So now we're going to continue with welcomes, and we're going to start with a film from Brandon Jones, who is from the NSF. They are the meeting sponsor, and he's not able to be here in person this year, but he kindly sent a film. So, Eslam. For those of you who don't know him, you're going to see a lot of Eslam this week. He's the kind of tech wizard behind all of this.
Hello, everyone. This is Brandon Jones with the National Science Foundation in the Directorate for Geosciences. And on behalf of our Assistant Director, Dr. Alex Eisern, we say hello. We bring greetings from the National Science Foundation here in Alexandria, Virginia. And we do offer our apologies that we could not be there in person with you all. We certainly are missing the energy, the friends, individuals, and colleagues that we haven't seen for some time, at least in person, right? And related to that, can you believe that we have not had an in-person meeting since 2019? Everyone knows the time warp that we've been in over the last 3+ years. And everything that's going on globally, not just with the COVID pandemic, but the social unrest, the political unrest, all around the globe. No nation is untouched as to what is going on in so many sectors, and certainly environmentally, right? The environment knows no geopolitical boundaries. It knows no national borders. It knows makes no difference about culture or identity. And that is why Globe is so important in its 7th, 8th year, almost 30 years old. This program, as an international collaborative program, is something that the National Science Foundation is very proud of. We are so extremely grateful to continue to partner to support Globe, along with our other federal sibling agencies, including NOAA, the State Department, and of course, NASA as the lead. We recognize that Globe's impact on the international community has just been remarkable, with the tenets focused around citizen science and how important it is for the public to participate in scientific research and data collection. Certainly the professional development opportunities for teachers and the collaborative nature that exists and infrastructure that's in place for the regional coordinators and our national coordinators and all those throughout the Globe community to come together to support, and we save the best for last, our students. It's our early career professionals around the world. It's our students at the K-12 level, undergrad, graduate, no matter what level of their training they are. It's all about this next generation of earth science scholars that are going to come through using their experiences in Globe and find those solutions and come up with those answers to all these pressing environmental issues and maybe even some of these other social and health related issues, because everything's connected, right? And that is the strength of Globe, that we are a connected community, and we are so excited to continue even through those virtual experiences in the past couple of years. We are excited to continue to support through funding and through activities, through the Globe protocols, and certainly through the Globe Observer app and the technology that stands behind it, all the opportunities that are available for students. We want to make sure we support and open up those pathways for just knowledge gathering, for discovery, certainly for societal application of that science and research, and for career opportunities. And so, again, we are so sorry that we are not able to join you all in Colorado this summer, this week. We wish we could be there. It's a crazy time here at NSF in our closeout season, in our fiscal year deadlines. But we know you are in great hands. We know you're going to have a wonderful meeting. And hopefully next year we will see you in person wherever that location happens to be. But listen, take full advantage of the meeting. Take full advantage of all the connections and networks that you will make this week. And good luck with everything.
All right. A little precariously balanced here. Good morning, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Allison Leidner, and for the last half a decade, which is hard for me to believe, I've served as the Globe Program Manager, and I'm currently the Globe Senior Advisor. And on behalf of NASA, and frankly on behalf of I think everyone in this room, I want to welcome you to the 2023 annual meeting. It's been 4 years since we've convened in person, and Brandon spoke really eloquently about that. And while we've had amazing virtual meetings, and I sincerely say that last year's virtual meeting was the best virtual meeting and frankly one of the best meetings period I have ever attended. And so we've been engaged as a community, but it's really wonderful to see you all here in person. It's been an incredibly challenging 3 years in ways that we never expected. And it's really wonderful to be able to come together and share our work and celebrate our accomplishments. And I want to start by congratulating all of you, those here in the room, those who will be watching online, and even those who can't join us either virtually or in person. In the past few years, Globe has earned several key awards, including the AGU Award for Excellence in Earth and Space Science Education, as well as a NASA Group Achievement Award. These are truly community awards. This is for the work that you have done as teachers, as students, as partners, as everyone who works in our implementation office and our data and information system team. These are integrated accomplishments that we have had over the nearly 30 years of our program, and your work is seen, people notice it, and people value it. And this recognition is not just with awards, it's also with additional resources. And I really want to congratulate all of you and thank all of you for the incredibly hard work that you've been doing over the past difficult few years, in addition to the work that many of you and all of you have done over your time with the GLOBE program. Over the last 5 years, we've been able to grow the GLOBE budget by 50%. And this has helped strengthen our core operations after many years of what we call flat funding. So in the government, basically, if you have flat funding, that's essentially a decline over time because of the losses that you have due to inflation. So our ability to grow the GLOBE budget recently, due to a number of circumstances, including the hard work and recognition that you all are getting, has enabled us not only to sustain the work that we're doing, but to enable us to do so much more. One of the key investments that we're making is expanding support for program infrastructure, like our data and information system team, like our implementation office, and like our program evaluation activities. As you all well know, partners are the key to the success of the GLOBE's program. And to enable you as partners to do more work and expand your reach, the program needs to have the key support services in place. And so investing in program infrastructure is our way to help everyone, everywhere, do GLOBE. We're also putting additional resources towards our education and science infrastructure. We have strong capabilities here, but there's an opportunity to do even more. And finally, in the US, we are increasing support for our US Country Coordinator's Office. And based on the community feedback and findings from our initial program evaluation, as well as feedback from many of you as GLOBE community members, we wanted to be able to better enable the strategic glue that brings US activities together, and also have small grants that support US partner activities. And I want to acknowledge that our core operations budget is just one of the resources that we have for the GLOBE program. NASA, via our Office of STEM Engagement, the Science Activation Program, and our Earth Science Division provide additional support, as do our wonderful federal sponsors at the National Science Foundation, at NOAA, and the US Department of State. And this is in addition to all of the amazing work that you do as partners to get resources for your partner activities. It's really remarkable, and I want to thank you. Again, people value the work that you do, people notice the work you do, and people want you to do more of it. And that's what I'm really pleased to be able to share this with you today. But these resources are not only financial, they're also human. GLOBE was part of a broader portfolio that I managed. And as a result of a number of your accomplishments, and as a result of the amazing support that we've had for the program, NASA has recognized and is able to provide support for a full-time GLOBE program manager. And that's really amazing. And so I'm thrilled that Amy Chen will now be the full-time program manager. Many of you know her as the associate program manager, and that's the role that she's been in for the past 2 years. And a couple of months ago, she assumed this full-time responsibility, and I couldn't be happier in passing the baton to her. This was a very hard moment for me, not because I don't have full faith and confidence in Amy, but it's hard for me to take a step back with GLOBE. You're not quite getting rid of me. I'm staying on as a senior advisor. And I promise you that I will be around, because I think, as all of you know, once you are part of the GLOBE program, you can never really leave. You can never stop advocating for it. You can never stop enabling this wonderful community to do the amazing things that you do. And I am so thrilled to be able to provide support, and honored really to provide support for this GLOBE community. And it's, as I said, it's been a really hard moment for me. But after all of this program news, I do want to end on a lighter note, and I think this is where we have to bring up the picture. Although, I have to take a step aside. I closed the computer, which apparently created more problems than it solved. As a program manager, your goal is never to create the problems. All right. Now, I'm pretty sure, what protocol are people doing here? Clouds. Marley is waving her hands very animatedly. I had the opportunity to do something really special last month, and that's to teach astronaut candidates about Earth science. The astronaut candidates who are in a 2-year training program to become astronauts, these are the people that have already been selected and who are anticipated to go to the International Space Station, get a wide array of exposure to the work that we do at NASA. And I was asked to help lead the work that they're doing and learning about Earth science and climate change. And as you all know, the best way to learn about Earth is to do hands-on activities. And so one of the things I had our astronaut candidates do was learn about GLOBE and to go out and make GLOBE measurements. And so what you see here behind me are pictures of these astronaut candidates, most from the United States, although there's 2 from the United Arab Emirates as well, arguing about what color the sky really is, discussing what percentage cloud cover there is, and really contributing to part of our program. And it's not even just them. In this picture over here, you can see our NASA chief scientist, as well as our Earth Science Division Director and Deputy Director participating and having a lot of fun making GLOBE measurements. I even managed to pull off a cloud in a bottle, thanks to Todd Toth. And this was just really fun. And, it really just highlights how awesome GLOBE is. Even astronauts do GLOBE. And so with that, I will turn it over to my colleague, Amy.
Well, I'm just going to leave the astronaut picture up. And, it's hard to top astronaut training, but I will continue by saying a second welcome to all of you who have come from near and far. I know it's been a long journey for many of you, and thank you for making your way here and coping with the time zone change and everything. So here's a second welcome from the NASA Earth Science Division. And while I've only been with GLOBE, while I've only been with GLOBE for a short while, I actually spent a big chunk of my career measuring dissolved oxygen and other water quality measurements in search of these tiny little bacteria, these magnetic bacteria, in oxygen stratified estuaries, ponds, salt marsh, and lakes. And so when I came to GLOBE, it feels just kind of like home. How many of you have made GLOBE hydrology measurements? Please raise your hand. You see, this is what I'm talking about. It's like reconnecting with a family that I never knew I had. And speaking of family, as many of you know, GLOBE is managed by the NASA Earth Science Division, as Allison just mentioned. And our mission is to help us better understand the interconnected system at multiple scales, kind of, again, just like what all of you do in GLOBE. So I want to share 3 pieces of exciting news from the Earth Science Division with you. And the first one is that we're formulating the Earth System Observatory. And we just launched the Earth Information Center. And we're putting together ever more emphasis on what we call the Earth Science to Action strategy. The Earth System Observatory is an array of 5 satellite missions that, when taken together as a single observatory, will give us unprecedented view and understanding of the Earth from bedrock to exosphere. And I encourage all of you to follow along in our journey. Watch for NISAR and PACE, which are the first 2 satellite missions that will be launched in the coming year. And the second one, the Earth Information Center, is both a physical and a virtual space to engage and amplify impact. The physical space is right at NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C., and I encourage you next time if you ever have a chance to come to D.C. and NASA headquarters, please join us. You will be very much inspired. It's about our installations. There are visual storytellings, interactive displays. It's really amazing. It will just launch earlier in June. There is also a virtual component of the Earth Information Center, which brings to life NASA's Global Open Access Initiative to communicate actionable specifics about Earth's land, water, temperature, weather, and climate. And the theme of this GLOBE meeting is Globe Science Opens Global Benefit, which fits, again, just right in. And GLOBE is actually featured on the Earth Information Center online website, which I encourage all of you to check out. And lastly, in response to the urgency of climate change, the Earth Science Division has initiated what it calls Earth Science to Action strategy. This strategy leverages NASA's end-to-end capability as a space and science agency to quicken the pace of scientific discovery, broaden the impact of Earth science to benefit humanity, and better enable decision makers to use that science to address the pressing issues that face our society. So now I will turn my attention back to programmatic GLOBE for a second. And so there are two things I would like to say during this welcome opening. So the first is that earlier this year, Allison released the finding of the first phase of an independent program-level evaluation that I helped lead. Some of the key takeaways include the uniqueness of GLOBE relative to other programs in providing authentic science experience for students from around the globe, something I think many or all of you understand and know. And it's just really nice to have an outside, third-party, independent, evaluator to help us say that out loud, right? That's in case what we're doing. There are many other findings, and I encourage you to read a summary of the evaluation along with Allison's letter, which are both, they're all on the GLOBE website. Okay, so to follow on this evaluation study, we formed the GLOBE Evaluation Community of Practice in the US, where the GLOBE program evaluation practitioners can come together and share their experiences, best practices when it comes to evaluation methodology. And this community of practice is led by Dr. Eleanor Jaffe. Eleanor, could you wave? Yeah, thank you. And their goal is to share what they find out and learn from each other with the rest of the community and in the implementation office and the program office. And so Allison mentioned earlier that we have received additional funding, and I want to tell you that aside from strengthening GLOBE science and education, the other place where we're putting more resources on is to continue this evaluation. So we'll be launching the second phase of the evaluation to dedicate resource toward it and building on the evaluation work that happened during the first phase, as well as the work of especially the evaluation working group. And if I can actually have all the evaluation working group past and present member wave, that would be great. Yeah, they have done a lot for the program to help us understand the impact. Yes, and so this is really to build upon that, dedicate specific resource to it, and help us do this, move forward on this front, which would have been long recognized as a program need. Okay, and so the second thing, as I'm sure many of you are also aware, is that NASA is having an open competition to recompete the cooperative agreement for the GLOBE Implementation Office. This cooperative agreement is currently held by UCAR. And UCAR, could you please wave, everyone in front? And we appreciate the work that I have done for the community. And the reason we're having this recompetition is that NASA cooperative agreements are 5-year in duration, typically, and renew no more than once. Open competition is necessary and healthy. It asks us, including the proposers, to reflect on what we already have, what we can do better, right? So we spent, yesterday I was fortunate to participate in the working group working session, and that's kind of what we do. So and it's been 10 years for the working group, it has been 10 years for the cooperative agreement. And not only do we have to do this, but it's a good opportunity for the program to really understand what we have here and how do we best move forward. Okay. So only U.S. organizations are eligible to apply. The draft solicitation went out to the community for comment at the end of May. And we will be releasing the final draft within the next week or two. And proposal will be due in December. They will be taken through review, and the review process will include evaluation by experts relative to the proposal content. And we aim to make the announcement around the April timeframe. So I also want to acknowledge that uncertainty poses challenges, right? And changes can be hard if there is a change. But I want you to know that NASA, which includes me, Allison here, and our colleagues in NASA headquarters, as well as all of GLOBE federal sponsors, including Brendan, who just spoke earlier, John from here, from NOAA, and Kia from Department of State. We will see this through to the best of our ability. And we encourage you to talk with us this week when you see us if you have any concerns about this week competition, and just come and say hi and share with us what you're doing. And with that, I just want to say thank you and welcome again. I look forward to meeting many of you this week.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Kia Henry, Public Diplomacy Officer with the U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Oceans and International Environmental and Scientific Affairs. Long name, I know. I also manage the GLOBE program for the department, which is one of the best parts of my job. And so I would like to say that it's great to be here in person. And on behalf of the State Department, I want to congratulate GLOBE and the community and partners for its determination and continued commitment to improving our understanding of the global environment, even through difficult times. My Bureau has made it a key priority to advance international cooperation in space and science, to leverage scientific research to solve the major challenges that face us all around the world. The GLOBE program is an essential part in this effort, and we're working hard to build on GLOBE's 28 years of accomplishments. Each year, U.S. embassies and consulates all around the world help to expand GLOBE to new countries and schools and audiences. This year, for example, the U.S. Embassy in Dhaka participated in the first GLOBE teacher training in 10 years in Bangladesh, relaunching the program and reigniting enthusiasm for it. In Estonia, the U.S. ambassador in a recent op-ed named GLOBE as one of the highlights of the strong U.S.-Estonian partnership. The U.S. Embassy in Mauritius and Seychelles participated in the first teacher training workshop in Seychelles since becoming a GLOBE member in 2017. And the workshop achieved extraordinary results. 42 teachers from 42 schools were trained. That's 99% of the schools, so that's amazing. So the State Department is a proud sponsor of GLOBE because this program prepares and connects with the next generation of innovators who are already focused on environmental problem solving. Through GLOBE, students, teachers, governments, everyday citizens are inspired to become part of a global community to restore and protect the Earth. Everyone's working together towards a common goal. And so this is science diplomacy, using scientific collaboration to address common problems and build partnerships. Through GLOBE, we listen to each other, we learn from each other, we share our experiences, and I would note it's the diversity of our experiences that makes our collective action more effective. GLOBE Science creates these connections across countries and helps to protect our planet for the benefit of the environment and society. So I welcome you. I'm looking forward to the conference and the activities and to your presentations. Thank you.
Hi, all. I'm John McLaughlin, and it is an honor to be able to help welcome you to the 2023 GLOBE Annual Meeting on behalf of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. I want to thank you for keeping GLOBE growing and advancing in award-winning ways despite a pandemic the past few years. During that time, we showed we have the ability to share and learn from each other virtually. But that said, it's so nice to be gathered together again in person. Thank you to the GLOBE Implementation Office and all the meeting planners for making this meeting possible, and thanks to all of you for making it well-attended and impactful. I love that the theme of the meeting is Science Opens Global Benefits, because our planet currently faces challenges that are requiring us to work together in transparent manners. Last month was the hottest June in the 174-year-old recorded global climate record. Additionally, our agency recently reported that Earth's ocean surface temperature anomaly, which is the difference between the current temperature and the long-term average, was the highest ever recorded. You all represent the type of international collaboration that we require as we work to help mitigate and adapt to rising temperatures and other global changes. I admire all of you for the work you do, but I want to give a special shout out to the students. Those of you who are already engaging in student research and bravely sharing your findings deserve our gratitude and praise. I also want to thank NASA and our fellow supporting agencies for allowing us at NOAA to engage with GLOBE. GLOBE activities are integrated into many of the education grants we fund. We are invested in and will continue to participate in the recompetition that Amy just mentioned. And should there be a transition of the GLOBE office required, we will help to make it as smooth as possible. And for me, this is personal, because I was working for GLOBE and involved in the last major transition of the GLOBE office back in 2003. Show of hands, how many were with GLOBE in 2003? Wonderful to see you all. Hard to believe that was 20 years ago. Well, I want to do what I can to make sure GLOBE is strong and continue to go 20 years from now. And thank you all for all you're doing to help make that possible.
Great. Thank you so much to all of the federal sponsors and supporters of the program. We really appreciate your words. We're in Denver, and we have a GLOBE US partner in Denver, and it is Rich Wagner from Met State University. Please.
Hello, welcome to Denver, also known as the Queen City of the Plains. So if you wonder, like, where are the mountains, head toward our campus, and it's on the schedule. We have Tuesday morning, we're doing some protocol sessions. Wednesday afternoon, we're doing a GLOBE Gives Back cleanup on Cherry Creek. So if you go out on Curtis Street towards the west, about a third of a block, it dead ends. The scenic route is through the Performing Arts Center. You'll see the mountains, and you'll see our campus, a rare campus, spread out before you. We share with three institutions, University of Colorado Denver, Metropolitan State University, and Community College of Denver. And we're fortunate that I'm going to introduce a couple workers, part of the RARIA Sustainable Campus program, which is really great. We have three universities. We usually fight like cats and dogs over space and buildings and so on, but the students all work together on sustainability, and I think we also have, I think Riley and Cassie are hosting a tour of Denver's biggest array of solar panels up on one of our buildings on campus. If any of you are, well, I know we have some hydrosphere proponents here. Just a block from here is Cherry Creek. If you are a jogger or like a morning walk, I'd definitely do it in the morning. It's going to be nice and hot today. So here in Denver, it gets nice and cool in the morning. If you go down and go downstream, you get to the confluence of the Platte River and some very lovely murals all the way along the path there. So I'm going to turn it over to Cassie and Riley in a minute. I've been on, this is my second home, Aurora campus, so this is going to be my 27th and last year as a professor of meteorology there. I've also been a member rep for University Corporation for Atmospheric Research, RECAR member rep for 20 years, only Globe for about 8 years, but we've had a strong partnership with Janelle Johnson for the last 8 years. It's been a great 8 years, and welcome to all of you, and good to see a lot of you I know before.
All right. Rich, you're quite tall. Hello, everyone. I'll just stand over here. Can y'all hear me okay? Yeah, okay, excellent. Well, first of all, is this your first time to Denver? Do we have any newbies? Oh my gosh, okay, that's really exciting. Well, welcome. I am also somewhat new to Denver, and I think it's magical, so I hope you enjoy your time here. Like Rich said, I'm Riley McCone. I work for the Auraria Sustainable Campus Program. Cassie and I are 2 of the 3 full-time staff that work there. Otherwise, we are fully staffed by wonderful students from the 3 institutions that our campus hosts. And regardless of institution, we serve the entire campus community to make it more sustainable, reduce our reliance on fossil fuels, do all the wonderful things that make our campus more green, and that help us to be a part of that larger Denver community in the sustainability realm. So we're really in a special place in this city. Our campus is 156 acres, all downtown. So we have a very special challenge there. Not only do we have to take care of 3 institutions, but we also have a lot of land to account for, and a lot of buildings, a lot of constituents, and of course, as Rich alluded to and Cassie will talk about a little more, we have the Cherry Creek right in our backyard. So even though we are a very urban campus and we're not necessarily placed right in the middle of nature or close to our beautiful mountains, we still do recognize the stewardship that we're responsible for, even in the heart of a big city. So we do a lot of really great things, not to toot our own horn, but I think they're pretty great. River cleanups are one of those things that Cassie will get to. Also, we have a large focus on things like alternative energy, which Cassie will also get to. My specific passion is in the waste realm. I'm the waste diversion specialist, so I focus particularly on the recycling and compost on our campus. And then we also have a lot of alternative transportation, water conservation, across the board. Anything that we can do on our campus, we will fight to do to lessen our footprint. So we are really excited to be here and helping co-host all of you and have the chance to be a part of Globe and the annual meeting this year. We've had a great time learning all about everything that Globe has to offer and the wonderful community that's fostered through such an amazing platform. Thank you, Simon, for getting us plugged in. And before I turn it over to Cassie, I just want to say a lot of our student staff and Cassie and myself will be here throughout the week. We'll be in our gray staff shirts. They say staff on the back. They have our logo on the front. Hopefully we'll be easy to find. But please don't hesitate to come ask us questions either about campus and what we do or about Denver in general. This is our home. Hopefully we can help answer questions if you're looking for anything in particular or just want some general information about the Mile High City. With that said, please remember to wear sunblock and hydrate a lot. We're at very high altitude, so take care of yourselves. And we're so excited to be working closely with you over the next 4 days. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Riley, for that great introduction to our program. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the logistics piece for the items that we will be taking care of. As Rich mentioned, we are doing a solar tour at tomorrow, 10 a.m. on the Auraria campus. I believe the registration is already full, so if you are part of that registrant list, please come and find myself at the Auraria Library tomorrow at 10 a.m. Bring sunblock. Bring water. We will be going on top of the roof of the science building, and it will be very hot and very bright, and I highly recommend sunglasses, but it's going to be very fun. It is the largest solar array in downtown Denver. It has received many awards from the Denver Downtown Partnership, and we are very excited to show it to you all. In addition, as they mentioned, we are hosting that Cherry Creek cleanup. Again, same protocol. Bring your sunscreen, bring your water. We're going to be throwing on some waders, throwing on some gloves, getting trash pickers, and taking care of our pristine Cherry Creek that is right just in this viaduct right next to us. We at the Auraria campus have the mission statement of global impact through local action. So we are very excited to be able to demonstrate what that looks like in the Mile High City with all of you to have greater impact with these smaller projects that we all get to be a part of. So very excited to have you all here. Welcome, and I will pass it back over to Simon.
Welcome to the Globe Annual Meeting. Everybody stand up for me. Stand up. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. Let's do it. Thank you. Thank you. Please have a seat. According to research I've read, your mental abilities just went up 5%. I can use every percentage I can have for that. So, on behalf of the University Corporation for Atmospheric Research, UCAR, our president, Dr. Tony Buzalaki, NCAR Director Everett Joseph, and the UCAR Community Programs Director Bill Kuo, I welcome you to the Mile High City of Denver. For those of you that come from far away and are not in the United States, that's 1.609 kilometers, just so you know. My name is John Ristvy, and I am the new director for the Globe Implementation Office Operations and Implementation. I started in this role in April, so I'm very new to my position, but I am very familiar with many of you. I stood on this stage in 2016 in Estes Park, which is even higher than we are right now, and I co-hosted the Globe annual meeting in Estes Park back then. I really enjoyed meeting the Globe community at that time, and I really look forward to meeting those of you who are new to the Globe family. Thanks to our sponsors, as have been mentioned and as presented previously, NASA, National Science Foundation, NOAA, and the U.S. Department of State. We thank you for your continued support and your passion and love for the program. Thank you. Thanks also to the Globe Implementation Office staff and everyone on our team that helped put this meeting together, especially Simon, who led the program development. To Tara Torres, who probably is still working the registration areas and all the travel. And Dr. Tony Murphy, who's led the program for many, many years. Tony? Finally, I'd like to say thank you, as Amy said, to those who came near and far to our place here, our home in Denver. And we are so very grateful to the wonderful Globe community that is gathered here over the next week. And I want to especially recognize our international partners, our international folks that are here. Raise your hands. International. Our U.S. partners, raise your hands, U.S. partners. Teachers, yes. Our wonderful partners from DIS. Where are you? DIS. Yes. the technology that brings us all together and helps us do the science of GLOBE. And finally, as John mentioned, to our students, our wonderful students, we look so forward to seeing your research and your posters and all of the work that you've done. Students, where are you? With that, I thank you and look forward to a wonderful meeting. And if there's anything that we can do to make your time here at the GLOBE annual meeting better, please check in with Simon. No. Please, any UCAR staff, raise your hand, UCAR staff. We are here to help you. We are here to make your time the best that it can be. Don't hesitate to reach out to us if there's anything we can do to help you. Simon?
Yes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2023 GLOBE Annual Meeting, or hashtag GLOBE Meeting 2023. Remember that. Write it down. Start tweeting it. My name is Madeline Lane, and I am the social media lead for the GLOBE Implementation Office. I do, however, work with a very large team who a lot of them are here today. Feel free to come up to any of us if you have questions about social media. This is one of the many ways we connect the GLOBE program. With the pandemic, we obviously had to find new ways to connect, and social media was one of the ways that we got to hear your stories still. So please come up to us, let us know, thoughts, questions, anything like that. This is our team. I also work with Autumn Burdick, who is now Autumn McMartin. She says hello from her honeymoon. She wishes she could be here, but she's on a beach in Hawaii. So she says hello. She misses you all, but yeah. Can't argue with the Mai Tais. Alrighty, so here are our social media handles. We have an Instagram, a Twitter, a Facebook, and a YouTube. These are our most active platforms. You can tag us in stories or anything throughout this week. We do want you to participate. This is how we are spreading the word about these in-person meetings. It's also how we're helping share the event with those who could not attend. So please let us know what your experience is here. We will want to repost you. Everybody write them down? Can I go to the next slide? All right. Another thing is, if you follow us on our platforms, you can join a raffle to get some NASA t-shirts. Everyone loves NASA swag, so either come up to myself or Tessa. You want to put your hand up real quick, Tessa? Tessa's in the back there. Show us that you have followed us on social media, and we will put you in for the raffle. All right, we also have a Yodel account where you can upload your photos. This is another place to put this down. And I see everyone taking pictures of this. I'm so happy. We do want to see your photos. We are putting together photo books and other things, and we will use these throughout the year on social media. So please put your photos up. And just so everyone knows, you have signed a photo release during the registration process here. If you do have issues with that, please just come up to me and talk to me. I'm happy to accommodate. All right. And then, film crews. We have the lovely Lorikeet Creative, who are the people in black polos covering this event. This is how we are helping make this more accessible for those who could not attend. We are recording key sessions, so we do have some priorities with actually keeping this equipment in a good spot because not everybody could make it, but we still want to share the message with them. So please be aware of the equipment. Usually you're going to see probably 2 tripods set up. We also have a photographer back here, Ethan. He's going to be taking photos. He has a flash. It's pointed up, so it will not blind you. Just giving everyone the warning. If you have questions about the crew, please just come up to either myself or Jan Heiderer. We can communicate with them. Don't go directly up to them, just in case they're recording, doing a sound check, something like that. Just come up to myself or Jan over there. Let's see. And yeah, thank you and enjoy. One more thing. We are doing some key interviews with people in kind of a sign-up situation. Please, Jan Heiderer has the sign-up for these interviews where we're going to be getting your experiences with the GLOBE program. She may come up to you and ask you, or you can go up to her. We did have some, let's see what time it is. We did have some 10 o'clock ones. Those may get rescheduled as we've run a little long, but we will work with you on that. So thank you and enjoy the hashtag Globe Meeting 2023. Remember our hashtag, please. All righty. Thank you.